On this episode of Cult Pop, we wrap up our year at the Motor City Nightmares. This is episode 4 of 4 at our wonderful time at the Motor City Nightmares convention. We have two great actors, Danielle Harris and Amanda Wyss. You know them, you love them. Danielle has come back for a second visit with the show, and we're just really pleased. Amanda was just absolutely wonderful. Two great interviews. And while I've got a moment, I want to thank Todd and Tommy Brunswick for their wonderful hospitality throughout the convention. 4 wonderful days, 4 wonderful shows, and we just had a wonderful, wonderful time. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Cult Pop. With me now is Danielle Harris, a repeat guest on Cult Pop. I'm so happy to have you back, Danielle. You know I'm a big fan, really happy to have you again. And a lot has happened since you were on last. You've had your directorial debut.
Yeah.
Hatchet 3's coming out. And you got a lot of other projects. So let's jump right in. Congratulations on your directorial debut.
Thank you.
Tell me about that experience, and is it something you're going to want to do again?
It is. I'm actually in the process right now of, I've just found my next project. So we're optioning our script, and hopefully all goes well, and hopefully I'll have money in the bank and be able to start shooting at the end of summer. So that's kind of more of the direction of where I want to go, I think. I like being on the other side of the camera.
Tell folks about your directorial debut, the film, and some of the experience.
It's called Among Friends, and it stars quite a few friends of mine, AJ Bowen and Jennifer Blanc and Kane Hodder actually as well. And it's sort of it's very much a murder mystery party gone horribly, horribly wrong, set with sort of an 80s tone, really colorful, really stylized. It's really dark and twisted in an offbeat sort of way, and then it takes a pretty intense psychological turn somewhere right around the middle, just enough to kind of mess with you. But it's really simple. You know, we didn't use any CGI. We shot it in 10 days, and it was definitely a challenge. And it's pretty awesome. Fans seem to love it. It's kind of a really messed up. It's got all the good elements of what makes a fun genre film, taking it back to kind of old school ways of making these movies.
Well, the interesting thing is, at your age, you're still so young. You're a veteran, because you've been acting since young. So what are some of the lessons you took from what are some things you said, when I direct my film, I'm not going to do this, or I'm going to do this?
Oh God, there's a lot. Most of all, I just wanted it to be fun, and I wanted to really make something for our generation, because that's sort of what I know. So I think it's a little bit of, write what you know, do what you know kind of thing. So I really wanted to keep it, I don't know about certain special effects stuff. I don't know much about computer stuff. So I wouldn't have taken on a movie where there was like aliens popping out of people's stomachs. And because I've never done a movie like that. And I'm not part of that process when I'm just on the set as an actor. So I wanted to keep it more practical, kind of the way Adam Green does with Hatchet. Sort of that's what he grew up loving, and then that's kind of what I wanted to bring into my movie.
And so you had a great experience with that. You just said you're working on another project you just found you want to work on. You're continuing to act. So in your mind, do you have it at maybe direct a film every couple of years, continue to act as much as possible?
Yeah, I think, really you have to live with a movie for about 2 years as a director. So from the time you start until you're done with the festival circuit and promoting it and everything else, it's about 2 years. So I know that I have to, when you direct, you have to love the one that you decide to do because you live with it. So so this next one that I'm going to do, I'm excited to live with and reassemble a bit of a different team and kind of start with building my family, basically. It's still, in the genre, but in a different way, in a way that I'm not trying to recreate a new monster or make some crazy franchise or do something totally different. I want to kind of keep it basic and simple and really real. So that's sort of my way of going. But I think as far as acting, I mean, you have to pay the bills. So as an actor, so I'll still, of course, do roles as an actress in the genre and out of the genre, but I probably won't pack my plate too full.
Well, I don't know how you have time as it is between acting, now the directing. You make appearances at these type of things at least a few times a year. I know you're in big demand for these kind of shows. So you must not have a lot of free time.
I really don't.
Let's talk about, you mentioned Hatchet, now Hatchet 3, and you got a couple of other projects that are on the slate for 2013, so let's promote some of those.
For sure, Hatchet 3 actually comes out in theaters June 14th, which we're very, very excited about. It's amazing. We've all seen it, and I'm very excited about it. It's bigger and badder than the other two, which is just that's the way they have to do it.
That's been a great vehicle for you, hasn't it?
It's been really great. It was nice, I think, coming into another franchise and as the lead for the first time. I mean, I hadn't really been the lead in a movie in a very long time, so that sort of sparked my now I'm the heroine in movies instead of the victim. So thanks to Adam.
So some cool empowerment there. That's very nice, and that can probably lead to some other kick-ass roles in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And because of that, I've been able to be cast as those girls in other movies, which has been pretty awesome.
When I was at the IMDb site, you had about 5 movies listed as either pre-production, post-production, ever. So it looks like a very busy 2013 for you.
Yeah, I did.
What else you got coming up?
Well, last year I traveled with Among Friends. We did the festival circuit. We worked all over the place. So as far as acting, I just did a movie called Dead TV with Eric Roberts, but I did a very small part in it. That was all I really did last year. Did I do anything else last year?
Well, there was the Nightmare on Elm Street, but that's, or not Nightmare on Elm Street, Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, I did that in 2007.
Yeah, but it's still listed as who knows what's
animated,
coming out with that.
and it takes forever for that to come out. I have a movie called Shiver that I did with Casper Van Dien and John Jarrett. That's and Ray Don Chong. So that's set to come out, I think, this year. What else do I have? You probably would actually know more than I do.
Well, I
have
Casper
The Ghost
Van
of
Dien,
Goodnight Lane, actually. I did with Billy Zane. A movie called Fatal Call I did with Kevin Sorbo and Jason London. So that's not a genre film. But so there's all kinds of stuff that's kind of, we shoot and then it takes 2 years for it to come out. So I don't really have like specific times, but I think throughout this year there should be some things coming up.
Billy Zane, I've heard some interesting stories about. Was he a fun
I'm sure all the stories are true.
Yeah, he's kind of wild.
He's interesting, he's a nice guy.
We kind of touched on this before, but I've had some really neat stories this weekend with everybody from Michael Rooker to Dee Wallace telling me some really fun experiences they've had this weekend with fans coming up. And I'm always so taken about the fact that these events, when you can come out and not only talk about your films that you've got coming out, talk about everything, your directorial debut and stuff, but fans are here, in many cases, to see you specifically.
Yeah.
They drive a long way, they buy tickets.
It's crazy.
That's got to be tell me about how that experience is for you.
It's really crazy. I mean, I honestly never thought 25 years later, I'd still be talking about Halloween 4. It's just weird and crazy to me. But there's new generations of fans too, which I'm surprised every time I come to a show that there's people that have never met me before. And I've been kind of traveling around and doing festivals for a long time. I mean, I took like a 20-year hiatus where I didn't do genre films. So then I think coming back with Rob Zombie's Halloween sort of sparked this whole new generation, as well as the old school folks kind of being reintroduced to me again. So it's every convention definitely has, when you just when you think you've seen it or heard it all, there's always something that you're like, oh my God, that's totally crazy. Don't have one specific that I could think of right now,
but it's been a good weekend for you, and it's been nice.
Yeah. I mean, Detroit's great, and there's, I don't think there's a ton of this stuff here. So there's the Comic-Con, and then this. So this is sort of more. I find that these fans are a little bit different than the Comic-Con fan.
I think very much so. I'll tell you a story off camera about my thoughts on that. But I really have a great time here, and I think the interaction is just something I really think is neat. And I think it's fun that not only
it's more personable
for working actors like yourself, you can also not only sign the autographs, take the pictures, but let people know about other stuff. Hey,
absolutely.
Support this. Take a look at this debut.
Well, because there's a lot of the films that we do, there's not a lot of money to promote. So in the budget, so we're the ones that really have to get the word out, and then it's us telling the fans, and the fans telling other fans, and then they're the ones that really spread the word about our projects. So if it wasn't for these conventions, we may not have as many butts in the seats.
Now, I know you do about 3 of these a year, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
Do you have kind of, I know there's kind of a crew of folks that we see. You're kind of a return guest here. It's great to see you back and different folks. Have you kind of made friends not only amongst the fans that come see you, but do you have like maybe somebody you haven't acted with but has become a friend because
they're all my friends. I mean, the majority of the people that are at the signing is usually the same group of us, but I've worked with most of them too, because we do all kind of genre stuff. At least a lot of us do a lot of the same movies together. So if I haven't actually acted with, I've done, like Sid Haig and I have not had scenes together, but I've been in movies that he's been in. So it's sort of that's kind of how it goes. But we pretty much make friends with everybody.
Now, I want folks at home to be able to learn more about your movies, do all that. You got a great website. Why don't you tell folks about the website, and then if you've got Facebook or Twitter or any of that you want to promote, let's get that out there.
Well, I mean, Twitter is shocker, Halloween gal. So, and I'm tweeting all the time. Sorry about the pictures of my dog constantly. So, Halloween Gal on Twitter. I am launching a website called horrorgal.com that I've been working on for quite a while that we're finally wrapping up with my schedule. It's been a little bit insane. It was put on hold for a while because I directed. So, we're still getting that up and going, and that's basically going to be a virtual convention.
Oh, wow.
It's going to pretty much be everything that you could get at a convention you would be able to send to me at Horror Gal, and every celebrity has their own page. And so, for example, you say you want to get a Halloween 5, or Rob Zombie Halloween poster signed. You send it to me, and then because I'm friends with everybody, I can kind of get it personalized, and it's sort of a one-stop shop where you can get everyone on there in one shot instead of having to spend a bunch of money to travel around to 15 different conventions to get everything and stand in line and pay for a ticket and get the hotel. So, and send me collectible stuff. A lot of people will spend a lot of money, on eBay buying things, and then they don't want to send it to some random, address on IMDb and know that they may never get it back.
Right.
So, and there's also, some Skype sessions and some really cool things, some, exclusive things that I would have on there that, celebs aren't bringing to festivals and stuff like that.
That sounds fantastic.
And then Twitter feeds and new media stuff and interviews and a place for fans to kind of hang out and commingle. So that's sort of my goal for Horror Gal that we're launching in the summer.
And it sounds like you've embraced the Twitter. Jerry takes care of our Twitter for Cult Pop, and I can't do it.
Gotta get into it.
120 characters at a time or something?
I have no idea.
You just keep on.
I do until it tells me negative, and then I stop.
Oh wow, funny. Okay, and is there anything else you want to promote while you're here? I always want to make sure you get any word out.
I think we got it all. My Among Friends, our movie Lionsgate is distributing us for the U.S. Lionsgate Grindstone, Anchor Bay, Canada, and we have an August release so far.
Okay, so they can get that on DVD, and that's something else for maybe if they want an autographed copy or something, they can reach out to the website.
Absolutely, for sure.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for
I love
having me.
having you on.
Thank you.
I appreciate you taking the time on a busy Sunday, and thanks for being on.
Sure.
Stay tuned for more Cult Pop.
Party has arrived.
Bernadette went all out. Well, she is the queen of details.
Who's left?
Lily.
Easy trigger.
Hey man, I think you have one more stop.
Thank you. Lily's not on this list.
From horror icon and scream queen Danielle Harris
Might be our last party here ever.
2 best friends.
tonight, 8 friends
One of your friends is missing.
Where's Lily?
Ooh, it's part of the murder mystery we have to solve, isn't it?
will play a little game.
There's evidence to be found. To find it, think like a killer.
Gnarly.
That's nasty.
Found it!
Where every guest has a secret.
You've been spying on us?
Are you ready to see your best friends behind closed doors?
Stop it! Lily.
Yes, Lily. What did you do to her? Now, you will notice that you can't move your body from the waist down.
And every secret has a price.
What's going on?
Where is she?
This is where the game really gets going. For every question I answer, you have to give me something. I get to give you a haircut. What? It's still Blaine.
What did you do?
Among friends.
I am really happy to be with Amanda Wyss. Just absolutely thrilled that she was able to find some time to be on Cult Pop today. Amanda, I'm a big fan of yours. I'm really excited that you took time to be on the show today. And let's just jump right in and kind of celebrate your career. Everybody knows you, so many cool titles, Nightmare on Elm Street, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, hundreds and hundreds of television shows. You're the lady that, oh my God, there she is, so much stuff. Let's jump right in and kind of, if you could give me some remembrances or thoughts. Nightmare on Elm Street, so many people are coming up and talking to you and asking for autographs and pictures and all that. Talk to me a little bit about A Nightmare on Elm Street, how it still has that success so many years later. People absolutely love it. Tell me about, some remembrances and thoughts on A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Well, let's see. I'd never seen a horror film before. I did that film. So it was an adventure and it was fun and we're all still friends. And Wes Craven's a genius, everybody knows that. So working with him so early on was really a privilege and an excitement. And it was grueling. I actually wasn't there that long. I think the movie shot for 4 or 6 weeks, and I was only there for 2 weeks, I think. But it was very impactful and exciting and an adventure, and I didn't foresee that it would become a classic piece of film, which it has, and I feel really grateful, and I'm proud to be in it.
You and I kind of talked off camera for a minute about the fact that at a convention like this and different genre conventions that you may attend, people are just so excited to see you, and you have a large category, or catalog, I should say, of films and things you're in. But on Nightmare on Elm Street, so many people are so geeked when I mention I'm going to talk to you, oh my God, Nightmare on Elm Street, amazing. And then people just start going nuts. It's a classic, and when you're involved with something like that, do you find when you're at a convention like this, is it 70 or 80% of what people want to talk about when they're, or is it Better Off Dead? A lot of people are talking about Fast Times at Ridgemont High. What is everybody, when they're coming up, you're beautiful, you're still, fantastic, people want to see you, but what is it, what's the first thing that fans say when they come see you?
Oh gosh.
First thing they want to talk about?
It depends, honest. I haven't done that many conventions. For whatever reason, and it's amazing and wonderful to get to meet everyone. It depends. There are some conventions where everybody wants to talk about Better Off Dead. It seems to be a film that people that are 8 years old to 80 quote lines from that film and love it. And at this week, people come up, and what I've noticed, it's been like, Tina! And they get very excited, and everybody wants to know about my death scene. How was it shot? Was I scared? Do I have nightmares? That's a question everybody asks. Like, you did this really scary movie. Did it give you nightmares? And I think, and I understand it's such a genuine excitement about the film because it's so scary. But while one is filming a film, it's shot out of order. You're parsing out little teeny bits here and there and words, and so it's not scary while you're doing it. You're not living a scary moment. You're living like, oh my gosh, I got something on my wardrobe. Oh, my hair. Oh, there's too much blood. There's not enough blood. It's just the right amount of blood. The blood's the wrong color. Oh wait, we have to start over. It's always about the blood. A horror film, in my experience, everything was about the blood. As long as the blood was okay, it was a print. It was a go. But so I think I like that because people always say, oh, it must have given you nightmares. And I'm tempted to say, well, I want to say yes because I think that's what everybody wants to hear.
But the truth is no.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And in truth, I've only seen the movie, gosh, maybe 3 times. Because I'm a big coward. I actually don't like being scared. I make horror films, but I don't enjoy being scared. I don't like it. I like the excitement of figuring out the timing of making something that's scary, and I love the artistry of horror, but I personally don't like being scared. It's like I'm not good at. I'm not good at being scared.
You'd be surprised the number of people I interview that actually say that when they're involved in that stuff. It's really not for me. I act in them.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
They're fun to make, and I like the genre, and I'm very proud to be a part of it. I just don't personally like being scared. I like action movies and romantic comedies. So go figure.
Well, nothing wrong with that. Better Off Dead, I'd be remiss if I don't mention too. Better Off Dead, I absolutely loved you in that movie, and I love that movie. I just absolutely love that movie. But I want to talk about Fast Times at Ridgemont High. What a classic. To this day, it's quoted. It's an important movie. People talk about it. Talk about being a part of that movie that just speaks today just as it did 25 years ago when it came out. It's an amazing film. Amazing film.
Well, you know what I think that they did was, I think they did it in the vein, sort of. I mean, at the time, I remember the producers and people involved. We were all so young, but or the grown-ups at the time. That it was the modern day. Oh, my mind just went blank. The movie with Harrison Ford. I can't.
Oh, it's okay. We can cut.
Yeah. I can't think of that. I can't think of the name of the film. Or anyway, and they told a timeless story of, I think, teenage angst, and I mean, obviously there was some modern things in there with somebody getting pregnant and stuff like that. But it's just sort of a classic morality tale of coming of age. And so I think that becomes timeless. And, you put in just classically hilarious dialogue and, pretty decent acting. Pretty much every single person in that movie went on to be a movie star. Except for me, I'm more of a journeyman actor, but it just was such a recipe for success. It's crazy. They just put that thing together so beautifully.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. Loved you in it. It's a great movie. What I wanted to kind of talk about also, hit on before we run out of time, is the fact that when you come to a convention like this, a good example, Fast Time at Ridgemont High, you may or may not run into those people. But now, A Nightmare on Elm Street, being a genre film, this weekend, Heather was here also, so you have an opportunity to interact with her, but interact with the fans. And in a lot of situations, actors, whatever the career, don't have an opportunity to really interact and have the fans tell them how much your career has meant to them, how much your movies, your acting, and all that really means to them. And if you could, tell me a little bit about your experience this weekend. And I assume that's pretty rewarding to actually be able to talk to fans, sign autographs, get pictures, because I see the faces. I told you off camera how happy they are, like rounding the corner, they see you, they want, oh, all right, and they want to get that autograph, they want to get that picture. Talk about that experience and kind of what that means to you.
Wow, it's overwhelming actually. It's wonderful, and the people here have been so nice. Everybody's so enthusiastic and kind, and I'm very grateful. I'm so grateful that I've been a part of something that anybody's ever even seen, quite honestly, because I certainly have a million things that nobody's ever seen. And to have people care about them or have them tell me stories of how it's impacted their life for the better or worse, nightmares, whatever. I feel it's a privilege, and I feel an overwhelming responsibility to stay very present and to make sure that I take everything in, and that I let them know how grateful I am that they've come up to meet me. And it's a pretty amazing thing to know that you've mattered to these people, to somebody, not to these people, that you've mattered. People tell these amazing stories, and they're so personal about an incident or a film I've been in that happened to be at a time in their life, and they share these personal stories that I feel a tremendous responsibility to respect and to handle with care. And it's just a deep, deep privilege. That's really what it is. And I'm very grateful. And I don't always feel that I deserve it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I feel like, wow, I want to handle these beautiful gifts of stories and emotions they're giving me with great tender care, and genuinely feel the privilege and responsibility of it. And I don't know if that's a very joyful response to what you're asking.
No,
but
that's
I feel
exactly
very,
what I'm, yes, that's
I feel
a very personal
it's
thing.
a very important part. And when I come to a convention, like I said, I haven't done that many, I know that I'm the one that is getting the reward. That people, they think that when fans, I keep saying the people, that sounds so stupid, I don't mean that. When the fans, the people at the convention, the people when they come up, like they're excited, but I'm the one that is really privileged to meet them, is what I'm trying to say. Like I'm actually the one that's getting the much better part of the bargain.
Well, that's well said, and that's exactly what I was looking for, because I think it's a very special relationship that maybe only actors and maybe musicians have, that each person is affected in a different way. When I see the film, it may have be very personal. Maybe I saw it at a certain time and it means something to me, and any person that sees that, and that's a really neat interaction that most people won't ever have the opportunity, so that's pretty great. I want to really thank you for being on the show, but I want to give you an opportunity to tell folks about your website, or if you're tweeting or any of that type of stuff, let the folks at home know how they can learn more about you.
My Twitter account is _Amanda Wyss. I have a fan page on Facebook that's Amanda Wyss. It's a page that is very fun, I think, or people say it is. I have fun doing it. I have a website, amandawyss.com. It sounds like I'm so computer literate. I'm really not. And let's see. I'm a part of a really interesting graphic novel comic book that's coming out called Harker and Helsing, that is about, I play Abigail von Helsing, who's a vampire slayer. So I'm super excited because has, first of all, I love comics, and I love vampires. That is the vampires and zombies. Huge fan of The Walking Dead. Would love to be on that show. So anyway, Abigail Von Helsing on Harker and Helsing. So I'm super excited about that, and I'm starting a web series called Mac and Abby. Right, also play. I play a character named Mackenzie, and then I'm starting I'm just doing a little short film that is incredibly funny. I shoot it in May. I hope that it goes off and does things, but it's about dream warriors.
Oh, wow.
And so it's very so I play these two characters, one that people sort of know from this old movie about nightmares, and then this other character that is somebody that helps people with their dreams. So it's actually very funny. It's a little raunchy. It should be good though. Actually, I haven't done a short film in forever, so I'm very excited about that. But the web series is great. It's about these two women who have guardian angels, and their guardian angels are trying to, Mac and Abby, they're trying to complete these steps to move on to their next level, and we're both these women bumbling through our world, and it's going to be a really cute web series. So.
Very cool. Amanda, I am really pleased that you took the time to be on the show today. I'm a big fan. I'm very thankful you came on. I wish you continued success. And when you come back to a convention in the future, we'll have you on again.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Stay tuned for more Cult Pop. That wraps up this episode of Cult Pop. If you want more information on Motor City Nightmares, just go to their website, because another wonderful convention is planned for 2014 with a lot of great new guests and a lot of old fan favorites. So I really recommend you go and check out their website. We want to thank Todd and Tommy again for their wonderful hospitality. We had a great time at the convention. We always have a great time. And I really recommend, if you're any type of horror fan, take a look at this convention and think about attending in 2014, because you'll have a great time. As always, I want to thank you for watching the show. I want to remind you about the website, cultpop.com. Every episode we've ever done is available and on the internet. You can check out the website. And a nice description is available of every show we've ever done, so you can look and see what episodes you'd like to view, scroll through, and learn a little bit about the actors, artists, authors, and there's all types of information on the website there. And then just view the episodes as you choose. Also, we have Facebook presence, and we'd enjoy it if you liked it. If you're a part of Facebook, if you're part of that family, get on there and like it, and then you can be updated every week or two. We let you know about what's going on in the show, maybe what past guests are up to, and we just try to have a little fun with it. So please like us on that. And Jerry also has us going on Twitter. So if you're a part of the Twitterverse, the Twitter sphere, get on the Cult Pop line and we'll Twitter you about Cult Pop. But as always, we thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.